Hello, this is Bree. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch my video. In this video, I'm just going to explain my blog that I finished on Neptune going into the sign of Aries. And are we going to be having a civil war, possibly another American Revolution? Because as we all know, I'm sure we've heard the hype, the last time Neptune was in Aries was 164 years ago. There was a civil war. And Neptune, I'm going to tell you, and if you've been following me, when it's hugging that fourth house cusp opposite the midheaven, we've been seeing a whole lot of political instability, a whole lot of riots, uproars, backbiting, deception, and that's what that is. It's when it conjuncts the fourth house cusp and opposite the midheaven, that's what happens. And so I know you see it at 22 degrees Pisces now, 55 minutes, but it will scoot back to the fourth house cusp shortly. Now, what I wrote in my blog, I am comparing the American Revolution and the Civil War. Again, Neptune and Aries is when the last Civil War happened. And what's quite interesting is when Neptune was in Aries, conjuncting the fourth house cusp 164 years ago, and then going over the fourth house cusp, it's doing the same thing today. Now, also, when Uranus went into Gemini, the sign of Gemini, it did that back during the American Revolution in the sign of Gemini in the sixth house. Today, it's doing it the same thing. Sixth house in the sign of Gemini. Pluto going into Aquarius. Back during the American Revolution, it went into Aquarius in the second house. Again, this time it's going into Aquarius in the second house. So we've got a lot of big players. And two of the big players, and I don't know if you are aware of how important this is, was Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in the sign of Aquarius. Every 20 years, Saturn and Jupiter conjunct. That's no big deal, but this time it is. Because for the last 200 years, they have been conjunct in earth signs. This time, they are conjunct. They were conjunct in air signs in the sign of Aquarius. So they will be in air signs until 2157 that year, I believe. And it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So also, I wanted to tell you really quick about the North Node. Now, after I do explain all this, I will go ahead and cut the video, and I will ask you to go to my website, www.spiritualdesignAstrology.com, and read the blog in its entirety. I do go into a lot of Pacific areas, like the solar eclipse we're having on April 8th, 2024. It's in the series of 139. We had that back March 29th, 2006. It was in series 139. And the node, when the node is in Taurus, as it was back then, and it is now, that means the business cycle is slowing down. When it gets into Aries, it is going to accelerate. Everything that we see happening now is going to be accelerating. When it gets into Pisces, we're in depression territory. And then Aquarius, we are rock bottom. The business cycle is rock bottom until it starts climbing back up when it gets into Capricorn. So it's really quite interesting on the North Node. That's something that you're always going to want to follow, is that North Node. Let me see. What else was I going to say? Jupiter. Okay, I think that was it. Jupiter and Saturn conjuncting, so important. Anyway, my website is going to be getting a redo. I am redesigning it, working with someone redesigning it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be up within the month, probably the next 3 weeks is what I'm hoping. So I so need this new website. I just so need it. I also at this time have memberships up on my website. They're very awesome memberships. Go read my website and you'll see memberships on the left-hand side. Click on that button and it'll take you to all the memberships I have. Okay, please do go to my blog. It is very important. I'm not ruling out a civil war. I am not ruling out an American Revolution. My blog will tell you in Pacifics why I am not. So without anything else said, thank you so much and enjoy. Oh, keep safe and healthy too.